I remember when I was in college and our professor asked the class, "How does McDonald's make money?" Now every day the professor would ask a very simple and obvious question that I usually ignored. For some reason, I was the nit who answered, "Burgers and fries, of course." Our professor just laughed and said, "I knew someone would say that, but actually, McDonald's is in the business of real estate." Starting out, it was about the burgers and fries, a limited menu with high quality and quick service. Two brothers had a small, successful operation in San Bernardino, California. Now, in comes Ray Kroc, a multi-mixer salesman, shocked at how many milkshake machines he just sold. He flew down to the first McDonald's location to check it out. He couldn't believe his eyes. The lines were out the door. Kroc wanted to build a restaurant system that could be replicated. He wanted burgers and fries that tasted the same in Alaska as they did in Alabama. His philosophy was to persuade franchisees and suppliers to buy into his vision, working for themselves together with McDonald's. This principle is that of a three-legged stool. One leg, franchisees. Another leg, suppliers. And the third leg, employees. But the problem was, when he started out, the franchisees would simply run their business however they wanted, and Kroc couldn't do anything about it. The system was broken. The real genius of McDonald's came with this idea. Own the land under the building, and you become the landlord, and now the business owner is your tenant. Under a conventional franchise today, McDonald's owns the land and the franchisee pays for the equipment, signs, seating, decoration, and also pays rent royalties as a percentage of sales, with minimum rent payments and the initial $45,000 franchising fee. They also must agree to certain standards and policies to protect the McDonald's brand. The initial costs around $1 to $2 million, and you need $750,000 in liquid capital. So the strength of McDonald's is not those delicious chicken nuggets. I know you like those. I like the sweet and sour sauce myself. But really, the system of being able to acquire prime locations around the world and have franchisees actively manage those businesses. When a franchisee owns a business, they aren't investing in a McDonald's passively. What they're doing is they're actually devoting themselves to that business because they want it to succeed. But what system is better? Is it better to be the franchisee, where you are paying royalties and rent to the corporate ownership under McDonald's? Or is it better to simply be the owner and own shares of McDonald's and invest passively in McDonald's? Let's take a look at two income statements. First, let's look at McDonald's overall. Notice that the company operating revenues are higher than the revenues from franchised. While actually McDonald's has over 21,000 conventional franchises and over 3,000 company-owned locations. They get the royalties from the franchise restaurants without all the costs associated with them. If you look at the P&L for the franchisee side, these costs can be huge, and that is why the operating margin of McDonald's is much higher than the operating margin enjoyed by the franchise owner. The franchisee has to take much of the risk and not the profit-making machine of McDonald's. The company keeps their own stores so they can test new products, innovation, operational improvements, pricing ideas, and then if they really like something, they can implement it across all of the McDonald's stores. Now, the P&L shows the number of franchise restaurants, but I'm going to break these down a bit further. There is just shy of 7,000 developmental licenses, and this is where McDonald's does not own the land. 6,000 are foreign affiliates, mostly Japan and China, which pay McDonald's royalties as a percentage of sales, but this goes into the equity income section. So let's get to the real benefit of watching this video. How can you make money with McDonald's? Well, you can buy stock and invest passively and collect dividends. Your goal as an investor is to beat inflation over the long run, and I am very confident in the prime locations of McDonald's around the world that this business will outpace inflation. They've got a 37% return on sales and a 10-year average above 30%, which means this is a strong and steady business. Free cash flow as a percentage of sales has averaged over 15% in a 10-year period. That's another sign of a very great business. And they have a dividend yield of 2.5%, and they just announced a double-digit increase to that. So what's a good price to pay for McDonald's? Well, when my grandpa, Warren Buffett, analyzes a business, alright, just kidding, he's not my grandpa, but he first reads and understands the business behind the stock. Then he tries to determine what he thinks it's worth. He does this so he is not influenced by seeing the price first. If he estimates the stock to be above what it's currently valued at, he buys it. In a future video, I'm going to cover how to value a business like Buffett and teach you how to get one step closer to financial freedom. Thanks for watching, and comment below your favorite thing to order from McDonald's.